All right, very good. All right, here we go. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is April the 3rd, 2023. The time is 11:19 a.m. This is Clayton County Magistrate Court first appearance, and my name is Judge Daniel Nagel. I'm going to go over some preliminary information with you, so please make sure that you pay attention in order that we can move the calendar very quickly and very efficiently, okay? First and foremost, today's hearing is an informative hearing and not an evidentiary hearing. What that means is this is not an opportunity to present evidence on your behalf. This is more of an informative hearing where I'm going to give you information about your case and what the next steps are. All right, so please keep in mind, do not say anything about the evidence or facts of your case because it is being recorded and live streamed. And so law enforcement or the prosecutorial agency may go back and use anything that you say against you. So I'm not going to get into the facts of your case. I'm going to go over the information with you, and then hopefully we keep it moving very quickly. All right. Now, some of the information that I'm going to go over with you is the nature of the charges against you, whether they are felony charges or misdemeanor charges. Also, a bond amount if bond is going to be granted. In addition to that, I'm going to go over if there are any special conditions of your bond. The most common types of special conditions are to stay away from a certain person. A stay away provision from a person means that you cannot have any contact with them. That means directly or indirectly. So that means no Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Kik, WhatsApp, Snapchat, whatever creative way that you think that you can contact this person. Don't do that because you're going to be in violation of an order, which could lead to more charges and also you not getting bond on additional charges or having your bond revoked. Okay, so if you're ordered to stay away from someone, do not have any contact with them. Don't pass messages to them through friends or family or associates or whatever the case may be until either A, your case is resolved, or B, you or your lawyer gets another judge to modify those conditions. So from today moving forward until those conditions are modified, if you have a stay away from someone, stay away from them. That means physically and verbally, orally, and all of that stuff. The other type of special condition is a stay away from a certain location. If you are instructed to stay away from a certain location, it's just like a stay away from a person. Do not go there. You can go anywhere else in the world that you want except that specific location. Now, if that location is a residence and you need to get belongings from there, then we can discuss on the proper legal way on doing that. Typically what happens is that I will mark in the bond order that you're allowed to go back and get your stuff. However, you must do it through the Clayton County Sheriff's Office. You can't just go there with a piece of paper saying the judge said I could come and get my stuff. We don't want any more issues for you. And we don't want any more issues for people at that location. So you'll need to arrange to go with the Sheriff's Department to go and get your belongings and make sure that you bring whatever it is that you need to bring to get it in one foul swoop. Don't go there and only try to get a few things. Get everything that you need to get from there because you get one shot at doing it. Also, I'm going to inform you of your next court date, which is your preliminary hearing date. Your preliminary hearing is an informative hearing.
I don't know it's working. Okay, thank you. See you later.
Ellie, you need to mute your device.
I got her. There we go. All right. Technical difficulties, but we're back on track. Your preliminary hearing is an evidentiary hearing. That's where you can present evidence either through yourself or through your attorney to either negotiate with the DA's office or the solicitor's office or work out some kind of plea agreement or work out some kind of bond agreement or a reduction or whatever the case may be, okay? Your preliminary hearing will either be on April the 25th if it's for a misdemeanor or all misdemeanor offenses, or April the 26th if it's a felony offense or if there's one felony amongst other misdemeanors, okay? Now, keep in mind, if you bond out, you will not need to appear for your preliminary hearing. If you bond out before April 25th or April 26th, and that was the only thing that was holding you, your preliminary hearing will automatically be waived and your case will be sent to the solicitor's office if it's all misdemeanors, or the district attorney's office if you have any felonies, okay? So April 25th, April 26th, you don't have to appear for that court date if you bond out. Lastly, I'm going to go over whether you want to have a court-appointed attorney or if you want to hire your own or if you want to represent yourself. I do not recommend you representing yourself. You should have a lawyer on your case. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. All of you had the opportunity to fill out the court-appointed application form, so hopefully you have done that. If not, I can only assume that you want to hire your own attorney or represent yourself. If you didn't fill out your form and you now want to have a court-appointed attorney, then I may have to ask you some questions, which is again being recorded and live on YouTube. So that's why it's important to fill those out when you have an opportunity before we get to this point. At the very end, I will ask if you have any questions. So please don't ask questions at the beginning. I always give everyone an opportunity to ask questions, but you should be mindful. Do not ask me questions about the strength or weaknesses, what defenses you may have, what evidence does or does not exist, or why you are wrongfully arrested. Again, this is not the opportunity to fight the strength or weakness of your case. This is an informative hearing. Save that for your preliminary hearing or save it for your attorney who can best strategize with you on the best route for your particular case. If it does not involve, if your question does not involve, what are my charges? What is my bond amount? What are the special conditions? When is my next court date? And about an attorney, then I'm probably not going to be able to help you, all right? Now, some common questions that I have been asked over the time that I've been doing this is, what is the bonding out procedure? There are two ways for you to essentially bond out. Number one is if you pay the bond in total to the sheriff's department. Some deputies or employees at the sheriff's department can help you figure that process out or point you in the right direction, okay? Me as the magistrate court judge, I do not have any control over that process, okay? I'm only here to let you know what your bond amount is. Secondly, if you go through a bonding company, typically they charge somewhere between 10 and 20%. That is not a guarantee. That is not what they're required to do by law, but that's just my experience as an attorney over the past decade or so in the area of Clayton County. So if your bond is $1,000, your bond will be somewhere between $100 and $200. So for every 1,000, just assume $100 to $200, okay? I don't know what the bonding company is going to require. I don't know what type of identification you need or who needs to sign for you or any of those questions. However, you can call a local bonding company and find out the answer to those questions. But I just want to, let you know up front that unfortunately I do not have any control over that process, nor can I give you any legal advice. But that's the question I get the most. Okay. So before we begin, I just need everyone to participate by raising the right hand, please. All right. Do you swear or affirm that the statements that you make shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You can say, I do. All right, you can put your hands down. We'll start with the male side first. Just make sure when you come up, you state your name clearly. I know some of you may have face masks or things like that, but let's make sure we talk clearly. And there may be a delay. So just wait a second after I'm done speaking before you begin, and I'll be sure to do the same. Male side.
Person, Jaden Brooks. Yeah, hold it down. Understand that though this is not a formal court setting.
All right, Mr. Brooks, you are charged with one count of interference with government property. That is a felony offense. I understand that this happened at the jail. I am going to set a bond of $10,000.
Your Honor.
Your next court date is going to be on April the 26th at 8:30 a.m. Now, I don't know why you were already in the custody of the Clayton County Jail, but if you bond out on these charges and then whatever you were here for, that case goes away or that issue is resolved, then you do not have to appear for your preliminary hearing date. You do have the right to hire an attorney or review your application for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Is it court-appointed attorney where you get one for them?
Okay, give me just a moment here.
Is it a court-appointed attorney when I get it from y'all?
I'm sorry?
The court-appointed attorney when I get it from y'all?
Yes, that is correct.
That's what I want, please. Yes.
Okay, I got you. All right. Now, I have granted that request, so you will get a court-appointed attorney. Do you have any questions about your case?
With the time I have for my other charges in this one, can it get run concurrent?
Now, see, that's something that I don't have any control over. That's something that the DA's office will consider. So, you know, obviously talk with your attorney about that, see if they can kind of negotiate that for you, okay?
Okay. And
All right.
with the attorney, do you know when they can come visit for like talking to me about it?
Sure. At the very latest, it'll be close to your preliminary hearing date. Usually it's a little bit before then, but at the very latest, it should be around your preliminary hearing date, okay?
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, no problem. Take care. Good luck.
Mr. Daniel.
Thanks.
State your first and last name again.
Christopher James Daniels.
All right. Let's see. All right, Mr. Daniels, give me just a second.
All right, Your Honor.
All right, sir. You are charged with, let's see, 1 count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act, which is the felony. Bond is going to be $5,000. 1 count of possession of a firearm during commission of a crime. Bond is going to be $10,000. 1 violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act misdemeanor. The bond is $3,000. 1 count of use or possession of drug-related objects. The bond is $1,000. 1 count of defective headlights misdemeanor. The bond is $500. And then 1 misdemeanor count of the tires being needed to be replaced or defective equipment. The bond is $500. So your total bond is going to be 15, 18, 19, 20. So your total bond is $20,000 for everything altogether. Okay. Your next court date, which is your preliminary hearing, is on April the 26th, 2023. If you bond out, then you don't have to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire an attorney, or I can review your application for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
I actually have a lawyer. His name is Thomas Flores.
Oh, okay. Did he know that? Have you already hired him?
I haven't even got to spoke with him.
Oh, okay. Got it. Fine. The reason why I asked is because if you had already hired him, then he should have been on today, but that's okay. All right.
I didn't get to speak with him. He's actually my attorney.
I got you. Is he going to represent you on these charges, or Henry, or both?
Should be both.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, that's fine. I will mark that down on your paperwork. Okay. Now, do you have any questions about your case?
The only thing I have a question about was the warrant. Will it still be active for Henry County?
Typically how it works is Henry County has the opportunity to come and get you and address those charges. Now, I can't give you a timeline on if they're going to wait for this to be over or they're not going to wait for this to be over, but Mr. Florio is well known in Clayton and Henry, so I'm sure he can help guide you through that process. All right. Anything else?
Sure.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Next.
Take your first and last name, you get a chance.
All right, what's your name?
It's Eustace Guidry.
Okay, Mr. Beasley, give me just a moment. All right, sir, you are charged with 1 count of driving on a suspended license, misdemeanor. The bond is 1,500. 1 count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act. That is a felony. The bond is 3,500. 1 count of use or possess, well, 2 counts of use or possession of drug-related objects. The bond is 1,000 each. So your total bond is $7,000 total. Okay, $7,000 total. Your next court date, excuse me, is going to be on April the 26th, 2023. But if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire an attorney, or I can review your application for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Court appointed, sir.
Okay, give me just a moment. Let me make sure. All right, I will grant that request. Do you have any questions about your case, Mr. Guidry?
Could you give me the total amount of that bond again?
Yes, sir. I want to make sure that I calculate this correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 7,000 total.
7,000?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Good luck to you.
Next.
Harold? We get Carol, take your first and last name.
How you doing, Your Honor?
Hello. Good morning, sir. What's your name?
Harold.
Christopher Harold. All right. Give me one moment, Mr. Harold. Okay. All right, Mr. Harold, you were charged with 1 count of loitering or prowling. That is a misdemeanor. The bond is $1,000, and then 1 count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act misdemeanor, which is $1,000. So your total bond is $2,500. Are you going to be able to make that?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Good. Give me just a second. Oh, I see. All right, Mr. Harold, the next court date is going to be on April the 25th. But if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date, okay? Just make sure your address is correct. That way you'll get notice in the mail. You do have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can review your application for court appointed. What would you like to do?
To apply for the courts, see if I get an attorney.
Okay. All right, I will do that for you. You know, Mr. Harold, I would just say, make sure you're in a spot that's open at the time. You know, had you been somewhere else, I don't know if I'd be seeing you this morning, but, just be careful on what you're doing and where you're doing it and things like that. Just stay out of trouble. That's part of your bond condition, not to violate your bond, okay? Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, all right, good luck to you, sir.
Next.
State your first and last name, you get Carol.
All right, what's your name?
Justin Hunter.
Mr. Hunter. All right, Mr. Hunter, you were charged with 1 count of aggravated assault, which is a felony. The bond is $25,000. 1 count of simple battery, family violence, which is a misdemeanor. The bond is $5,000. Your total bond is $30,000. Now, you do have special conditions of your bond. The first special condition is to not have any contact with Miriam Polian. I don't know how to say the last name, but it's written on your bond form. Also, you must not return back to 3020 Summer Court Drive in Jonesboro. Now, it looks like, based on your application, that's your residence, correct? I got you.
But listen, I don't have to go back there. As long as you give me a bun, I ain't gotta go nowhere near there. I go to my mama's house. My mama was.
I got you.
I ain't gotta go.
I understand. Well, obviously there's some things that you probably don't want to go back over there because, you know, it's not good for you right now. So this is what I'm going to do. Okay. You do have a bond now. I am putting that you can go back there to get your stuff, but you have to go through the sheriff's department. Don't show up there on your own saying that the judge said I could come up here, because you're going to get yourself in a lot of trouble. Okay. I don't want any more issues for you. I don't want any more issues for anybody over there. All right. I don't want to see you back here. So just make sure you read when you bond out, you read what this says and you follow those directions. Okay. Now you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can review your application for a court appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
You can review my application. If I can afford one after I pay this bond, then I'll try to do that on the street.
Okay, that's fine. So what I'll do is, Mr. Hunter, is I'm going to grant your application for a court appointed. If at any point you change your mind and you want to hire an attorney, that's fine. Just make sure that they file the appropriate paperwork to let them know that they're going to represent you. Okay.
Oh, sir. Thank you.
All right. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, sir.
So I only have 2 charges, right? The aggravated assault and the simple battery.
Correct. Now, I mean, look, I don't determine. The district attorney's office may or may not add charges or change charges or remove charges or something like that. I can't tell you what's going to happen. I just address what's in front of me. That's right.
Thank you.
Next.
All right. No problem. All right. What's your name, sir? All right, Mr. Jones, you are charged with hold on. Oh, you got a lot of stuff. All right, Mr. Jones, you are charged with looks like it's all misdemeanors. Obstruction or hindering a law enforcement officer, the bond is $1,000. Giving false name or address or date of birth, the bond is $1,000. Driving while license suspended, the bond is $1,500. Consent tag violation, the bond is $500. Illegal tag, which is another misdemeanor violation, $500. Brake light or turn signal inoperable, bond is $500. And then no insurance, the bond is $1,000. So your total bond is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So your total bond is $6,000. Okay. Your next court date is on April the 25th, but if you bond out, you do not have to appear for that court date. You have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can review your application for court appointed attorney. What do you want to do?
Sir, can I have a question, Judge?
Hold on. Let's get through this part first, and then you can ask your question. Okay. Do you want to hire your own attorney, or do you want to have a court appointed attorney?
At this time, I would take a court appointed.
Okay. Give me just a second. All right, so I'm going to grant that request. Now, remember what I said about asking questions. You don't want to ask me about the facts of your case because that could go bad for you down the road. But what's your question?
Okay, so let's get that about the bond. You said 6,000. So, but the bondsman, it'll be like 600 to get out.
10-20%. So somewhere typically between 600 and 1,200. That's just my experience.
Yeah, so is there any way I can get a lower bond possibly?
I mean, the bonds, your highest bond is only 1,500. That's really low. You got 1, 2, 3 charges at 500 and then 3 charges at 1,000. That's some of the people there wish that they had bond as low as yours. You just got a lot of charges. That's the issue. So I've done what I would do for just about for everybody else. Treat them the same way that I got to treat you. So that's what it is. All right.
I'll bond out today. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, but was that bond for 6,000 or 7,000?
Let me see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I count? Did I tell him wrong? 1, 2, 3. And then,
You said 6,000, I counted 7,000.
all right, let me make sure I'm doing this right. 1,000 is 2. It's 35, 4, 5, 6. It's 6.
Okay, yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, no problem. All right, what's your name, sir?
Auto life,
I'm sorry, give me that one more time.
auto life.
Oh, okay, Mr. Langford. Do we have, Mr. Nicholas? I'll set him to the side real quick. Hold on a second, Mr. Langford. Mr. Langford, I got you. All right, sir, you're being charged with one count of crosswalk or pedestrian walking in a roadway violation. That's a misdemeanor. The bond is $500. You're also being charged with theft by receiving stolen property. That one is a felony based on the item, and that bond is $5,000. So your total bond is $5,500. Now your next court date is April the 26th, but if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You have the right to hire your own attorney, or one can be appointed for you. What would you like to do?
I like to have one appointed to me.
Okie dokie.
And you said the 25th?
I'm sorry?
You said the 25th, I don't bond up?
26.
All right.
All right. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Wait, from housing unit 7?
Huh?
From housing unit 7?
Yeah.
First, last name?
My name North Sean McIntyre. How you doing today, sir?
Hello. Yes, sir. Good. Give me just a moment, okay?
What's your name?
Okay, let's see what
Okay, Mr. McIntyre. All right, Mr. McIntyre. Oh, you're here just on some driving violations. You're charged of no valid license or driving on suspended license, essentially the same charge. The bond is $1,000, and then red light or traffic control device, the bond is $500. So your total bond is $1,500. Are you gonna be able to pay that?
Yes, I got somebody. My baby mama's trying to work on the bond right now.
Okay, she's working on it now.
She's trying to get the money. So,
Okay. Give me just a second, okay? Let me look at something for you, Mr. McIntyre. You said you have somebody working on it for you right now?
yeah, she's trying to get the money right now.
Okay, all right. Well, that'll work. Your next court date is April the 25th. When you bond out, you don't need to appear for that particular court date. Just make sure that your address is good with the clerk's office. you have the right to hire your own attorney, or one can be appointed for you. What would you like to do?
One pointed for you.
Okay. All right, I will grant that request. Just make sure that you get a driver's license, because it's hard to get around in Georgia. We don't have, unless you live in the city, we don't have a lot of public transportation. So make sure you get your license straight. Do you have any questions about your case?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, sir.
First and last.
Cedric Merritt.
Okay. Mr. Merritt, you are charged with one count of criminal trespass, which is a misdemeanor. The bond is $7,000. One misdemeanor count of public drunkenness. The bond is $1,000, and one count of public indecency. The bond is $2,000. So your total bond is $10,000. Okay. Now, you have a special condition to not return back onto the property of the Atlanta airport without valid travel documents. So if you don't have a valid reason for being there, don't go there. We don't want any more incidents with you at the airport unless the incident is you safely traveling from one state to the next. You do have the right to hire your own attorney, or one may be appointed for you. What would you like to do?
I want to point.
Okay. Now, do you have any questions about your case?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, Mr. Merritt, just make sure you don't go back there, okay?
Your Honor,
Yes.
does he have a preliminary hearing date?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Merritt, your preliminary hearing date is on April the 25th. But if you bond out, you don't need to appear for that court date.
You know how to get back.
All right, what's your name?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Philo Spoken.
Just go straight down to the last door on the right.
I don't know. Hold on a second, sir. Okay. There's another one that we don't have. All right, give me a second, sir. All right. Mr. Pokum, you are charged with one count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act. Looks like this is the misdemeanor version. Your bond is $1,500. Your next court date is April the 25th. However, if you bond out of jail, you do not need to appear for that particular court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can review your application for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Called upon our attorney, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions about your case?
Is there a way I can get a signature bond, sir? I never got in trouble.
I'm sorry?
Is there a way I can get a signature bond? Because it's my first time getting in trouble.
I'm going to set it right now at 1,500. However, I will review this with someone higher up. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. No problem. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Next, now you get back.
Ms. Thomas, if we can mark him and the one, Mr. I believe it's
McIntyre?
yes, if we can mark him for review by Judge Cates Johnson.
Understood, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right. What's your name, sir? All right, Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, you're here with somebody else, correct? Because I recognize Who's the person that got arrested with you? Hold on a second. Oh, okay, Miss Harris.
There's the female.
Do you and Miss Harris live together?
Not currently.
Sorry?
Not currently.
Got it. Are y'all related to each other or no?
That's my girlfriend.
Got it. Okay. Understood. All right. All right, Mr. Smith, you're being charged with 1 count of aggravated assault, which is a felony. I am going to set a bond at $10,000. Okay. Now, you do have a special condition, do not have any contact with Mr. Eddie Hill. You do not live with that person, correct?
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. This is an apartment complex where this took place, is that right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know the name of the apartment complex?
Narbonne, the real apartment. I don't know what it's called.
Okay. Well, do you have any reason to be over there?
Yes, I currently stay with a friend over there.
Okay. Your address on your application has a different, well, here's what I'm going to do. Don't go back to that particular location where this occurred. If you do stay there, I would encourage you to find somewhere else, only because it'll make it very difficult for you to be in compliance if Mr. Hill sees you around. Now, I'm not saying that you would go about violating the order on purpose, but for your own well-being and the well-being of everyone involved, I would encourage you to find somewhere else to be, okay? I think that's in Riverdale. So I'm going to put, don't go back to the address that's listed on the warrant. So you do with that information what you will, but just understand that, you know, anything that you do may be constructed in a way that makes it look like you're violating the order. So just be extremely, extremely careful that you don't do that. Okay. Now your next court date is going to be on April the 26th, but if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can review your application. What would you like to do?
I guess you can review the application.
Okay.
I'm in my court appointed one.
Okay. All right. I will grant that request. All right. Do you have any questions about your case?
Yes. When I was arrested, they said that I had a warrant for the cab, but I was incarcerated during that time. When I had put out, I was incarcerated, so I was trying to see how is it a way that they can reset the court date, or what's going on with it?
Sure. So I don't have any control over another jurisdiction. I can just tell you, working in the criminal field, if you do have a warrant with the cab, either they're going to come and get you, or they're not going to come and get you until this is resolved. So I can't tell you what's going to happen with that because I can't see what it is, so I don't know. But if you're here and you bond out and you have a hold, they're going to take you over there. If you don't bond out, then they may leave you here, or they may come and get you, but you'll have to discuss that with your attorney, and they'll be able to navigate those waters for you. So unfortunately, I can't give you a lot of information, but if you have proof of where you were, then maybe that gets resolved. But I unfortunately am not a lot of help for you on that. Okay.
You said my bond is 10,000?
Correct.
10,000? Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions?
No other questions.
Next,
That's it.
All right, good luck to you.
gotta get back.
Yeah.
All right, what's your name?
Roy Willis. Roy Willis.
Oh, okay. Give me just a second. I saw your paperwork earlier, Mr. Willis. I know I have it. Okay. Give me just a second. I gotta find it.
That's his girl in there.
Here we go.
She gonna look at this one.
Your paperwork on the back of someone else's. Mr. Willis.
Sorry, my friend.
All right. All right, so you are charged with 1 count of battery, which is a misdemeanor. I am gonna set a bond at $5,000. Now, you do have special condition of your bond to not have any contact with Trudy Willis. Now, I understand that may be your wife or ex-wife or something like that. However, until your case is resolved or the conditions are changed, do not have any contact with that person. Also, you cannot return back to 7535 LaRose Drive in Jonesboro. Now, hold on just a second. I'll give you an opportunity because you may tell me that, that's your residence, and I understand if that is the case. I am putting in your bond conditions that you're able to go back with the sheriff's department, just like I told the other gentleman, and get your belongings, but you just can't show up there and get your stuff. Now, you may also tell me that that person, Miss Trudy, doesn't live there anymore and that you're free to go back. Well, if that's true, then you can take that up with another judge and have them change the bond conditions. But I can't investigate whether what you're going to tell me is true or not, okay? So I just have to go with this incident. There's something that happened at this address. You're implicated in it. There's enough evidence for it to go to the next stage. And so, I have to do what's best for yourself, for everyone involved in the community at large, okay? So it's not a personal thing against you, but you have to understand that I don't want any more issues for anyone involved.
Oh, that's my mother, not my wife and my ex-wife. I'm her son.
Oh, I see. I got it. Well, I knew that was obviously with the last name. I knew that y'all were somehow related.
I'm Roy Mac second. Roy Mac Willis Sr. is my father.
I got you.
That's not me. I'm Roy
I
Mac.
got you. No, they have you as the second.
Okay.
Yeah. And like I said, I was just kind of guessing because I don't have all the information of the relationship between the people. But the bottom line is this: until either your case is resolved or you get another judge to change the conditions, just don't go there. But again, you can go there with the sheriff's department and get your stuff. Okay. Now, your next court date is going to be on April the 25th. But if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that particular court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney. I'll let you ask a question. You've heard me let everybody ask their question. You have the right to hire your own attorney, or one can be appointed for you. What would you like to do?
I will take a court-appointed attorney, sir.
Okay.
I have no way to secure representation for myself at this moment.
I got good. All right. Well, then I will go ahead and grant that. Now, Mr. Willis, I will tell you this. It says that you don't wish to waive your preliminary hearing, but I'm telling you, if you bond out, it's going to automatically by law be waived.
Put it where nobody can bond me out, because she's done this before where she'll
essentially give me like.
Hold on, don't, remember,
I want nobody to bond me out. I'm gonna stay here until my preliminary.
I got you.
I want no deal to be made by any public defender on my behalf. I want my preliminary to be had at this jail.
Okay. All right. Well, that is your right. And I'm sure that that can be accommodated for you. Now, do you have any other questions about your case?
Well, just because what you brought, you said the evidence that you have is was substantial. But
No, I said that there was enough for it to move on to the next proceeding. I don't have to have, listen to me.
No, sir.
Mr. Willis, hold on a second. I don't have to have proof beyond reasonable doubt. I don't have to have that. That standard is up here. I just have to have probable cause, which is down here, meaning did probably this occur, right? So I reviewed the evidence before me, and the answer to that question was yes. Now, but you're not going to be able to argue with me about the evidence. So don't argue with me about it. Just listen. Just listen. You're not listening to directions because I've told you to stop talking. I'm being very patient with you. There's a delay between you and I, okay? What I have told you is that there is enough evidence for your case to move on. You can plead your case at your preliminary hearing. That's where you want to talk about what you want to talk to me about, but don't do it here, okay? So unless your question is about your bond or your next court date or your charges, don't ask me another question because I'm not going to be able to help you, okay? I'm doing this for your own benefit, all right? I know it's frustrating. I get it. You said this has happened before, so you know what the procedure is. Do it the right way. Now, do you have any other questions?
Yeah, somebody told me that I could have retained an OR bond, given the situation.
No, I'm not going to do that.
I guess, is there anything else that I need to know, sir? Your Honor?
No, that's it. If you don't have any other questions.
You have a blessed day, sir.
All right. Good luck to you. All right. I have two people on my list that I didn't speak.
Yes, sir. You want them?
Well, I don't know the logistics of the interpreter. Do we have one? What's going on with that? Because I have Mr.
Or if you want, we could just do these two last.
Okay, well, what about Mr. Pinkins? I didn't see Mr. Pinkins. Terrell Pinkins?
What's your name? Pinkins?
That's a female.
Oh, that's a female? Pinkins? Okay. Well, Mr. Jose Leon, we need an interpreter for him, and I believe there's a female that needs one as well.
Is that a Spanish interpreter, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. I didn't see an email requesting one, so I'll go ahead and request one now.
Okay, perfect. Well, let's just hold Mr. Jose Leon until till the Spanish interpreter gets here.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I mean, we do have a Spanish-speaking deputy.
I feel more comfortable just for the logistics of things. I mean, I speak Spanish fluently as well, but you know, I don't want any issues with the JQC or anybody, any defendant. So just hold tight on him.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll wait for we'll let these two go last, and we'll just start.
Yes, exactly. Let's go ahead and rock with the females real quick and get that out of the way.
Yes, sir. This is the order I said.
All right, what's your name, ma'am?
Bianca Backus Walker.
All right, Miss Walker, you're here, and I know that the other person involved in this is here as well.
Yes.
All right, you're here on one count of misdemeanor battery. The bond is $3,000. You do have a note to not have any contact with Maisha Walker. Okay. Your next court date is going to be on April the 25th, 2023. You do have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can review your application for court-appointed counsel. What would you like to do?
Court appointed,
Okay.
Your Honor.
Now, I'm gonna ask that Ms. Walker be brought up next, only because I need to know which one of y'all is gonna stay at that, let me see, 75, 45. I need to know who's gonna stay there and who's not gonna stay there, or do you, like, or you can tell me, if you voluntarily wanna leave, that's fine, but I'll put it in here, or if you want me to ask her, then I'll ask her, but go back to that residence. So do you have somewhere you can stay, or do you want me to talk to her about it? I think they may have frozen. Yeah, they definitely froze.
Yeah, it looks like it dropped off.
Yeah. All right, we'll give it just a second, see if they can
Okay,
reestablish.
I'm still working on trying to get Ms. Bermudez on as soon as possible.
Okay, no worries. Yep, they dropped out, so we'll hold tight until they can come back.
She came over here and just missed the whole thing.
That's crazy.
We're back.
All right, we are back. Miss Falcus Walker, we froze up. So my question to you is this. Somebody has to leave that residence. So it can either be you, if you want to tell me that you'll do it, or I can talk to her and it can be her, or I'm going to make a decision myself. So
It'll
I'm
be,
sorry.
it'll be me, Your Honor. I'll be going to my mom's house.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in there that you're not supposed to go back to the residence, but you can go and get your stuff. Okay. So I appreciate you, you taking the lead on that. Now, just make sure when you go to get your stuff, either somebody goes and gets it on your behalf, or if you personally want to go get it, then that's fine. Just make sure you go with the sheriff's office, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, your next court date is going to be on April the 25th, but if you bond out, you don't have to appear for that. I've already granted your request for a court-appointed attorney. Do you have any questions about your case?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Step in front, say first, last name. No. Go back.
Lakeitha Dawson.
Okay, Ms. Dawson, you are charged with 1 count of battery family violence. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I grabbed the wrong. I grabbed your paper, your application, but I grabbed Miss Walker's, the other person's. I grabbed her charges. That is wrong. You are charged with 1 count of DUI less safe, which is a misdemeanor. The bond is $2,500. You are charged with 1 count of misdemeanor, no proof of insurance. The bond is $1,000, and 1 count of misdemeanor open container violation. The bond is $500. So your total bond is total bond is $4,000. Okay. Your next court date is on April the 25th, but if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can review your application for court-appointed counsel. What would you like to do?
For the defendant, a court appointed, please, sir.
Okay. All right. I will go ahead and grant that request. Do you have any questions about your case?
Yes, is it possible that I could sign my own contract? I live in a mental facility, and they not aware of where I'm at, and I might lose my house.
Unfortunately, that for that particular charge, I'm not gonna do it for that particular charge. I'm not gonna do it for a DUI. If it was something less severe, then maybe, but not in those circumstances. Do you have any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you.
First, last name.
Hey, Shanetta Harris.
Okay, Ms. Harris, give me just a moment.
Oh.
All right, Ms. Harris. Oh yes, you are charged with 1 count of aggravated assault. The bond is going to be, which is a felony. The bond is $5,000, and 1 count of I'm sorry. Let me scratch that. You're charged with 1 count of criminal damage in the 2nd degree, which is a felony. The bond is $5,000. You are charged with 1 count of aggravated assault. Felony. The bond is $7,000. So your total bond is $12,000. Okay. Now, I know that there was a gentleman, I believe it was Mr. Smith, that was arrested with you. You have the same conditions to not have any contact with Mr. Eddie Hill. Now, you do not live at the address where this incident took place. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, you do, or yes, you don't?
No, I don't.
Okay, got it. All right. Well, then I'm going to tell you to stay away from that incident location as well, because we don't want any issues with you or anyone else at that location. Do you have any belongings there or no?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, I put if you did, but I'll take that off. Okay. All right, very good. Your next court date is April the 26th, but if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that particular court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can review your application for an appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
You can appoint one to me.
I still got two Spanish.
Okay. All right. I will grant that request. Do you have any questions about your case?
No.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you. All right. What's your name? All right. You were charged, Ms. Howard, you were charged with one count of giving a false name, date of birth, or address. Misdemeanor, the bond is $1,000. Now, your next court date is going to be on April the 25th, but if you bond out, you may not have to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney or have a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
I'll probably get my own attorney, so I'll purchase.
Okay, so do you want to hire your own attorney?
I mean, I'm not sure. Let's just go with the court appointments. It's just to be safe.
Okay, yeah, and if you do that now and you change your mind, you can always do that. That's not a problem.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Sure, no problem. Now, I know that just based on what I have seen, you know, logistically, you know, if you bond out here, you may be transported to the other facility to take care of that issue.
Wayne County, Brunswick, Georgia?
Yes, correct.
They're not gonna expedite me.
Okay.
For like a
That's
dog
fine.
vaccination thing, and they just said it's, and they've already checked it, they're not gonna. It's like.
Okay. I got you.
Thank you.
I understand. Well, then that's fine. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. No problem. Just make sure you got a good address for us to make sure that you get your court date. Okay. All right. Do you have any questions about your case?
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you. And get that issue resolved down in Brunswick so this doesn't keep happening.
Absolutely. I'm definitely gonna pay that fine. Thank you.
There you go. All right. No problem.
First, last name?
Victoria Pinkins.
Second, Ms. Pinkins. All right, ma'am. You are charged with, it looks like all traffic offenses, red light violation or traffic control device, the bond is $500. Driving on suspended license, bond is $1,500. Expired or invalid tag, bond is $500, and no proof of insurance or no insurance, bond is $1,500. 3, 4. So your total bond is $4,000. Are you gonna be able to make that?
I don't have the cash. I'm trying to get my income tax.
Gotta speak up, take your mask down.
I got you. Yeah. I barely heard you, but I did hear you.
I'm working right now. Awesome.
Okay, hold on a second, okay? Well, actually, Ms. Thomas, we can mark her for Judge Kate Johnson. All right, well, as it sits right now, I'm going to set a bond at $4,000. Your next court date is going to be on April the 25th. But if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can review your application for a court-appointed attorney. What would you like to do?
Court appointed.
Okay. All right, I will grant that request. Do you have any questions about your case?
So that mean I can leave today?
I'm sorry?
So that mean I can leave today?
Well, if you make your bond, yes, and you don't have anything else holding you, yes.
But that's what I'm saying. I had my check, is in the mail and I don't have no way to get it, nobody to help me get it at all.
That's what I trust on that.
Unfortunately, I can't, I can't control that. You know, I'm sure that there are other people there that have similar issues. I know it's not, and it's not easy, but you're gonna have to figure out a way to get that resolved. Okay? All right, anything else?
Okay.
Yeah. All right, what's your name, ma'am?
Angela Smith.
All right, Miss Smith, you are charged with 1 count of misdemeanor battery. The bond is $2,000. Also, do not have any contact with Mr. Smith. I'm assuming that you live at the residence, correct?
Yeah, it's my home and I was letting her squat.
So here's the issue. I can't let you go back there unless your case is resolved or another judge changes the bonding order. But I am putting in here that you are allowed to go back and get anything that you need to, but you have to go through the sheriff's department, okay? So don't have any contact with Mr. Smith and don't go back there unless you're going there with the sheriff's department to get your stuff. Now, your next court date is on April the 25th, but if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You do have the right to have an attorney, hire your own attorney, or have one appointed for you. What would you like to do?
The court appointed.
Okay. All right. I will grant that request. Do you have any questions about your case?
He's talking.
I'm thinking, do I have any questions? Just get some things and get out and sleep in my car till April 25th.
Well, until your case is resolved, or, you know, if you get an attorney, they can file a motion to change the bond conditions, okay?
Oh, get a lawyer to change the bond conditions. Yeah, because there's no fighting. We didn't fight at all. We didn't touch each other.
I understand. I get it. But don't talk about your case, all right?
All right.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. Let's get Ms. Walker.
Please, hold it down.
All right. What's your name, ma'am?
Maisha Walker.
All right, Ms. Walker. I know that the other person involved in this was here earlier. Did you hear what she said or no?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, that's fine. You're charged with battery, family violence. The bond is $3,000. Well, hold on. Let me make sure. That's something real quick. Yeah, okay. Your bond is $3,000. Now you're not allowed to have any contact with Miss Backus Walker, okay, until y'all's case is resolved or another judge changes those conditions. And she has the same condition against you, so y'all aren't supposed to be together at all until, again, the case is resolved or a judge changes the bond orders. Now, she said that she's not going to go back to the address where this incident happened, so you can go back there. But she said that she'll voluntarily leave so that you have somewhere to stay, okay? Your next court date is going to be on, oh, I didn't fill that part in, on April the 25th. But if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that particular court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do?
You can appoint one, that's fine.
Okay, give me just a moment. All right, I will do that. Now, do you have any questions about your?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, well, until this is resolved, just you and Miss Backus Walker, y'all just kind of stay away from each other and let everything calm down, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, don't come back.
Oh, you definitely ain't got to worry about that.
All right, good luck to you.
Hey, Judge,
All
would you
right.
like to see the fugitive or the Spanish speaker?
I don't see the interpreter here yet, so let's go ahead with the fugitive. And also, I need I don't have a bond form for her or a court-appointed application. Are you Miss Borden? Miss Borden, did you have an opportunity to fill out a court-appointed application?
They didn't give me one.
We gave everyone. Okay. And I don't have, I mean, this one, the problem with the late add-ons is I don't have a copy of the warrant.
I don't have a warrant in Georgia, sir.
No, I know you don't. I know the allegation against you is that you have one in South Carolina.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything about that, and I was confused because I called.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, don't talk to me about it. I get it. Sometimes this happens. Sometimes people have warrants in other states. Either they know about it and say they don't, or they really didn't know about it. I don't know. We're just kind of dealing with it as it comes in front of us, you know. I'm gonna have to make an unpopular decision.
I mean, I just got 7 babies at home, Your Honor. I just want to work everything out. Whatever I got to do with them, I'm willing to do it. I'm gonna stand.
Sure, I understand. Here's the thing, Miss Borden. I don't have all the necessary paperwork, and we're ending court. You're pretty much the last person unless we get the Spanish interpreter. So this is what I'm going to do. And again, I understand it's an unpopular decision, but we're going to handle yours tomorrow. So I have all the appropriate paperwork. Now, does that mean that we're kind of 24 hours behind on getting you the fastest way to what you need to do? Yes, we're 24. That means we're going to be 24 hours behind. However, tomorrow we can knock it out very quickly because I'll have everything that I need. So what we're going to do is we're going to let the sheriff's department know to add you because you just kind of got thrown onto the calendar, which is fine. But when that happens, we're missing things. So what we're going to do is we're going to let them know to put you on, that we get everything that we need. So I'll pretty much take you first tomorrow and then get your stuff done. Now, yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. I know it's not a popular thing, and I know you want to go as quickly as possible, but I just want to make sure that we do everything legit and legal and fast. Okay. So
Anything I can allow my mom to know as far as when it comes to my kids, as far as what might happen.
I mean, here's the thing. I'll tell you kind of the brief version of it is this. If you agree, basically, and we'll go over this tomorrow, but if you agree to waive certain rights, then South Carolina will have a decision whether they want to come get you or not. If they don't come get you after a certain amount of time, we'll let you free. If they do come and get you, then you'll have to just address what's going on in South Carolina. That's kind of the fast version of it. So it could go very quickly, or it might be, I think your worst case scenario, you're looking at maybe, I think it's 90 days. But again, I'll go over it with you in detail tomorrow, okay?
Say they can come get me?
No, that's what I'm saying. We'll go over all of this tomorrow, but just let your family know that it could go very quickly, or it might take somewhere around 90 days, but that's a general timeline, okay? Okay. All right. So this is what we're going to do. I'll send an email out. Let's get Miss Bermudez tomorrow for the Spanish interpreters, and then we'll make sure we get Miss Borden on officially with the court, with the bond order, the court appointed counsel forms, and all that stuff for tomorrow. And we'll wrap up today. So I'll send an email to everyone involved with those 3. Make sure we get them all lined up properly, and then But that's all that I have other than those 3. Is there anyone else that we're missing? I don't have anyone. All right, I'm not hearing. Anything else? So, all right. Oh, who is this?
First, last name.
Santa Feliciano.
This is another individual that's waiting for Spanish interpretation.
Yes.
Yes. So we're gonna take this young lady, Miss Feliciano, and Mr. Nicholas Jose Leon. We're gonna do them tomorrow.
Okay. Tomorrow.
Okay, Your Honor, so they're gonna be continued, because Ms. Bermudez just sent an email indicating that she was gonna log in as soon as she can, but if we're done, we can let her know that they're continuing.
I mean, we're done. So,
Someone,
Okay, I can.
Right, I'll just let her know.
okay, just schedule her for tomorrow morning and we'll do Miss Borden and then we'll do these two tomorrow. Miss Feliciano, yes.
Sir,
she's saying she can understand English, so.
I understand a little bit, but my concern, I have minor at home. I cannot stay another day and let him by themselves.
Okay, all right. Well then, from what I've heard, you speak English enough. I'll go very slow so we can do this, okay? All right. Miss Feliciano, you are charged with a misdemeanor, which is a minor crime. It's 12 months or $1,000 fine, okay? The charge is simple battery, okay, which is basically a domestic violence charge. I am gonna set a bond of $2,000, okay?
Okay.
Now, you do have a special condition. Do not have any contact with Sanchez Contreras. So don't, you know who that is. Don't talk to him. Don't go over there. Don't do anything, okay? And
Okay.
you don't live with him, so don't go back to that property, okay?
Okay.
Your next court date is April 25th. But if you get out of jail, you don't have to go to that court date, okay?
Okay.
Now, do you want to hire your own lawyer or do you want to me to appoint you a lawyer?
Yes.
A court appointed lawyer? Okay. All right, then I will do that. Do you have any questions about your case?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, what was the amount of her bond?
And 2,000.
And that is it for us, Your Honor.
All right, so we'll do Mr. Leon tomorrow and then the fugitive tomorrow, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right,
All
thank
right.
you.
You too. Have a good one.
All right.
All right, Your Honor, so we are continuing